Hey everyone, welcome back to B&B for Phone. Today is a fantastic day to unpack some of the most explosive, jaw-dropping drama currently rocking Los Angeles. Grab your favorite snack, settle in, and let's get ready to decode the messy love lives of our favorite fashion dynasties because things are getting incredibly wild. We have to talk about the absolute chaos unfolding between Dylan, Electra, and Will Spencer. If you have been paying attention to the recent episodes, you know that the tension has been building up to a boiling point, and the latest developments are nothing short of spectacular. Dylan is making moves that are completely shaking up the dynamic, and she is driving Electra absolutely crazy. Dylan recently revealed to Electra that she spent the entire night over at Will's beach house. Can you believe it? The sheer audacity of dropping that bombshell in the middle of all this Forrester Creations drama is just top-tier soap opera gold. But here's the surprise, and this is where the story gets incredibly juicy. We know the truth about what actually happened behind those closed beach house doors. Dylan and Will did not cross the physical line. They didn't sleep together. They simply stayed up all night, talking, pouring their hearts out, and sharing a deeply emotional, bittersweet goodbye before Dylan made her devastating decision to move out. They were just two heartbroken people trying to make sense of the absolute wreckage that Ivy Forrester left in her wake with that intercepted letter. It was a beautiful, raw, and vulnerable moment of pure connection. Let's be honest though, the truth is rarely as fun as a beautifully crafted lie, especially in the world of the bold and the beautiful. We are looking at a massive potential plot twist here. What if Dylan decides to completely rewrite the narrative? What if she deliberately lies to Electra and heavily implies, or outright states, that she and Will actually slept together? Oh my goodness, I am absolutely here for this. Dylan has been playing the sweet, understanding, former schoolteacher for way too long. She has been the victim of Ivy's toxic machinations, she has been pushed aside, and she even willingly packed her bags to move out just so she wouldn't compete with Electra. But a girl can only take so much before she snaps. I completely love the idea of Dylan entering her villain era, even if it is just a temporary phase of petty revenge. Imagine the psychological warfare of Dylan looking Electra dead in the eye and letting her imagination run wild about what happened in Will's bed. Dylan wants to provoke Electra. She wants to sting her. She wants Electra to feel a fraction of the pain and insecurity that has been inflicted upon her ever since she stepped foot into this messy Los Angeles social circle. And you won't believe what happens next when this confession actually hits Electra's ears. Electra is going to be completely and utterly shocked. We are talking about a total meltdown. The spoilers and our own theories suggest that this confession, whether it is explicitly stated or just wickedly implied by Dylan, will cause Electra to completely lose her temper. She is going to spiral into a state of absolute, frantic jealousy. And that is crazy. Why? Because Electra and Will are broken up. They are not together. Electra has been parading around Forrester Creations, letting R.J. Forrester kiss her hands and lips, soaking up all the Massimo Marone-infused flattery he can dish out. Yet, the second she hears that another woman spent the night with her ex, she absolutely loses her mind. I really have a love-hate relationship with Electra right now, but honestly, it is mostly hate when it comes to this specific situation. The sheer hypocrisy of her reaction is infuriating but also brilliantly entertaining to watch. She feels entirely entitled to Will's eternal devotion, even when they are not officially a couple. Electra wants to keep Will firmly on a leash while she explores her options with R.J. She expects Will to sit alone in his beach house, crying over their broken relationship, while she gets to be the center of attention in the design showroom. So, when Dylan shatters that illusion by revealing she was in Will's personal space all night, Electra's massive ego takes a devastating hit. How can Electra justify her outrage? She can't. But that has never stopped a Forrester-adjacent character from throwing a massive tantrum before. This situation perfectly highlights the entitlement that seems to run in her family. She is acting exactly like her Aunt Ivy did back in the day when she was fighting with Steffi over Liam. It is like we are watching the successor characters repeat the exact same toxic cycles of their predecessors, and the suspense is absolutely killing me. Will Electra confront Will in the middle of the office? Will she scream at Dylan in front of everyone at Il Giardino? The dramatic possibilities are endless. And what about poor, clueless Will Spencer in all of this? The guy is just trying to navigate his own heartbreak. He genuinely believes he and Dylan shared a profound, respectful, and platonic night of closure. He watched her pirouette out of his life, thinking he now has to focus on repairing the damage with Electra. Will has absolutely no idea that he is currently the grand prize in a vicious psychological game of chess between two women. When Electra inevitably corners him and accuses him of sleeping with Dylan, Will is going to be completely blindsided. Imagine the look on Will's face when he has to defend himself against a lie he doesn't even know exists. He will deny it, of course. He will tell Electra that nothing happened, that they just talked. But will Electra believe him? Absolutely not. Once the seed of doubt is planted by Dylan, Electra's paranoid mind will run wild. She will think Will is lying to protect Dylan, or lying to save face. This is the ultimate plot twist that turns a slow-paced plot into a high-speed collision. Will is going to find himself trapped in a nightmare, where telling the truth actually makes him look more guilty. Furthermore, we cannot ignore how this explosive dynamic impacts R. J. Forrester. R. J. has been working overtime to badmouth the Spencers and position himself as the perfect supportive alternative to Will. He thinks his smooth moves and design room flattery are winning Electra over. But if Electra completely derails her own life because she is obsessing over Will and Dylan's supposed hookup, R.J. is going to realize very quickly that he is nothing more than a rebound. R.J. is arrogant, sure, but he isn't stupid. Watching Electra lose her temper over Will is going to bruise R.J.'s massive ego. Could this push R.J. to seek comfort elsewhere? Maybe he will end up commiserating with Dylan, creating an even more tangled love quadrangle. Let's take a moment to really analyze Dylan's brilliant strategy here. If she does lie, it is a masterclass in manipulation that even Brooke Logan would be proud of. By simply exaggerating the nature of her overnight stay, Dylan exposes Electra's true feelings. If Electra truly didn't care about Will anymore, she would brush off the news. But by reacting with explosive anger, Electra proves that she is still deeply, madly in love with Will, or at least deeply possessive of him. Dylan is forcing Electra to show her cards. It is a dangerous game, but it is incredibly effective. But what happens when the truth finally comes out? Because in the bold and the beautiful, the truth always comes out eventually. When Will discovers that Dylan lied to Electra about them sleeping together, how will he react? Will he be furious that Dylan used him as a pawn to hurt Electra? Or will he secretly be flattered that Dylan went to such extreme lengths to mark her territory? Will Spencer has a history of being drawn to complicated, dramatic women. It is in his Spencer DNA. He might actually find Dylan's fiery, vindictive streak somewhat intoxicating. It is a massive shift from the sweet, accommodating girl he thought he knew. This entire storyline is giving us exactly what we crave from our daytime dramas. We have intense jealousy, unspoken desires, massive misunderstandings, and characters making highly questionable moral choices just to get a reaction out of their rivals. Dylan stepping out of her comfort zone to play dirty is the exact kind of character evolution we need to keep this love quadrangle fresh and exciting. I am tired of the replacement actors and the repetitive storylines. This feels like a genuine, character-driven conflict that is going to have massive ripple effects across Forrester Creations. Do you think Electra has any right to be mad at Will and Dylan, considering she is the one letting R.J. romance her? Is Dylan justified in throwing a metaphorical grenade into Electra's life just to teach her a lesson about taking people for granted? And who do you ultimately want to see Will end up with when the dust finally settles? The entitled designer or the newly vindictive former school teacher? This is why we love analyzing this show so much. The psychological layers are just endlessly fascinating. I cannot wait to see how this overnight stay lie explodes on our screens. The fallout is going to be legendary, and you know we will be right here breaking down every single tear, slap, and screaming match. What are your predictions for this messy Spencer and Forrester love quadrangle? Let us know your thoughts, and keep riding this crazy wave of drama with us.
What do you guys think about today's drama? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe for your daily dose of bold and beautiful news. See you in the next video.